Hello, I'm FPX and welcome back to Store Sunday. This is the sometimes weekly series I run on my channel where I show you Minecraft store content that is particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. Or at least that's the hope, because today we're doing something rather fun. We're buying a map live in this thing and we're going to be seeing if it's any fun together. I figured this would be something I really had to do because the floater just sounded like such an interesting concept. As well as being a slang word for something that is floating in the toilet in the UK, a floater is actually a really interesting idea because the dropper is such an overdone thing. I've seen so many of the dropper maps, so many of the dropper servers, it's just such a widely done thing that this is the first time I've seen something really take that concept and reverse it on its head. There is a floating potion effect in Minecraft, so why not use it to make a floating map? And although I would say the art for it is a little bit confusing, like what is going on right there, I do like the up arrows, I do like the upvotes, and why don't you upvote this video by liking it and let me know that you like the Minecraft store content. So this is going to be me live checking out the floater. Hopefully you'll enjoy. Let's get into it. So here we are in the floater, and I don't know why I'm looking first person on, but that's what I'm doing today in the floater. Look, it's got an up arrow to represent the T. Look how clever that is. This is going to be a delightful time. So I will quickly clarify, I'm recording this at 2 AM, the day before it goes live, because I just got finished by hanging out with some friends, and I was like, I really want to record this right now. So if it's a terrible video, blame that. And if it's a wonderful video, I guess also blame that. But yeah, let's check out the information book. I'm obviously going to give it oh, no, never mind. I guess we're doing this now, are we? So this is the floater. And as you can see, it's like the dropper for all intents and purposes. In fact, because in Minecraft, like floating and dropping look functionally the same, like it's hard to say that I'm not like dropping right now, like until you look down and you see it. Oh god, okay, but yeah, this is the floater. A really interesting idea actually, and the way it's done, again, it's different to most of the dropper maps. The things aren't pre-planned out, you have to see them live as you go. So, as you can see, I'm wonderful, I'm the best, I'm great at floating. You could say that I'm lighter than air. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So let's go into the next level. So, there's 20 levels in total, which for a map that costs 490 coins, again, that's like a reasonably sizable amount of money, like that's a few dollars. Right there, that seems like a little on the short side, but we'll see if things get wonderful, or if it's just a lot of these levels. Because again, it seems like having the things appear just before you go there, it removes a layer of the strategy that's meant to appear where you're meant to plan multiple layers in advance. Because right now it just seems like, I floated through 2 levels. So that's fun. Let's see if things get more extreme in level 3. Or, how about we take a break to read the book? In this map, you have a fun floating your way to the top of 20 different tubes without bumping into the platforms. Is that going to really describe, is there anyone who's like, oh, the floater, it's like the opposite of the dropper. I wonder what that is. Oh, the rules: do not use cheats, do not use commands, press the start button when yo. Press the start button when yo. And then it's created by these people. So, I'm a little bit concerned at the quality on this one. But I'm sure things get better from here. I'm sure this is just a temporary. Also, I want to try and get trapped on one of the walls. Oh no, we're gonna die. Okay, so yeah, this is the floater. I feel like it's an interesting build guide on oh yeah, you can learn how to better build. Oh no, we're actually gonna get hit by the yellow. Oh, it doesn't matter if you hit the yellow at all. Oh, okay, it does if you hit it for more than a second. So there is a downside. You have to try again when you die. If you're being silly like me and looking at the walls. But yeah, I feel like there is an interesting thing in seeing, oh god, what the walls look like in this, I guess. Oh yeah, look, that's an interesting way to make a texture. But otherwise it's just stained glass that has a predetermined pattern, or even if it's random, there's predetermined patterns it randomly picks from, and then you float up through them. So it's fun in the same way that sometimes I find it fun, climbing up the stairs really fast, because it's a little bit harder than when you climb up the stairs normally. It's a little bit more exhausting, You're out of breath when you get to the top. But you wouldn't say it was a challenge. And if someone said, hey, do you wanna pay me $3 and you can climb your stairs real fast? You might say, nah, could you not charge me for that? How are you in my house? How are you charging me for my stairs anyway? And I feel like that's the issue I have right here. It's a fun concept. It's really interestingly handled in some ways. But I mean, already it feels I'm a quarter of the way through this, and I don't think I've had, great fun yet. I feel like I've had a mild challenge. Maybe playing with friends, you get someone going on there. But because it's not a real challenge, it's a very mild challenge. Again, it shouldn't be too hard to do any of these levels without failing. I died, so defeats a little bit of the point. But you do hopefully see my point that I think this might be one of the more Oh god, oh no. Okay, so that's my first actual challenge. I threatened the game, and then it challenged me to death. So, yeah, all things considered, it's reasonably easy, except the triangle levels. Triangles aren't easy. So I guess what we'll do now is we'll try a few more levels, and I'll see if it gets any amount harder between here and the next few. It's funny because at the start of the video, I was so pleased, like, oh my god, they've taken a classic overdone formula, and they've done it slightly differently. And now I'm here, 8 levels in, and I'm like, oh, they took a classic formula, and they've done it exactly the same, just slower and in reverse. It's a real shame. But rather than, I'm not going to say it's bad, I'll say it's a little bit bland and a little bit potentially questionable of money, value. So what I'll talk about instead is rather than, saying like, this is so bad, how about I tell you about my current scone addiction? So scones, I think they're a British pastry. I don't know if they're widely known outside the UK. Scones or scones. And as a kid, I tried them a few times, and they just tasted terrible. But I've been getting into like a real scone addiction. And 50% of it is the fact that I'm every single time this is going to get me. But 50% of the fact is that like, oh yeah, well, the scones are just, like they're really tasty. But 50% of the fact is that it's just like, oh yeah, well, I'm British, might as well get a few British things I like. Because every single person, I swear, it's literally every single person, asks me something like, oh yeah, so do you want some tea? How do you drink your tea? They make some joke like that. And I'm like, I'm just not as into tea as you imagine I am. And I feel like I have to have a few, like, British things about me. Half because, like, you gotta identify with somewhere, right? And half because, scones are delicious. Like, honestly, this isn't, like, this isn't me trying to advertise my country's wares. I don't even know if they are from the UK. I just know they're widely consumed here. But scones are the best. It's like a cake, but it's also bread. Imagine bread cake. Imagine if someone was like, hey, you know how great it feels to eat fresh bread? We turn that into a cake. Or, like, I guess a really weird type of bread, like OT bread. I don't even know for sure. But yeah, there's, oh man, the level cheated me. Or maybe it didn't, I'm not too sure. But, yeah, there's scones are like this cross between bread and cake. And I'm just saying, do you like bread? Do you like cake? You should try scones. And, since we should talk about the floater, because this is Store Sunday, it is, in fact, a map. We are, in fact, playing it. And the levels are okay when they're not laggy. So honestly, the problem with this map is there's only two ways it can challenge you. Either it can like try and encourage you to like positionally move in a really weird way, or it can try and make you remember where the holes are. But the problem with that is twofold. One, like a game about memory is not what the dropper or the floater or whatever it's meant to be should be about. And two is the fact that obviously, like having to memorize, like it's kind of dull, and it just means that you just have to fail a certain number of times until you know where the hole's going to be. Like this one, for instance. There's this weird pattern like this, then there's a hole all the way over there. If you can make it through there, which sometimes you can, you have to make it all the way across the other side, and as far as I can tell, it's not possible to make. Maybe I'm just really bad, maybe it's just me. But then there's another issue of this map. So as well as only having 20 levels, which, again, for the price they're asking, seems really steep. Like, a map that, you're meant to pay some of your hard-earned money on, or your hard, whatever, however you get your money. But, a map that expects you to put out real-world currency for it, because, Minecoins do cost money. Look at this. I'm going as fast as I can in that direction, and it's still not possible. But yeah, as well as being a map which expects you to pay, again, like a pretty high price for 490 Minecoins, as well as having not that much content, that's something you can decide yourself, as well as not really having a multiplayer system to speak of. Like, it's not a map which will be more fun, really multiplayer. It's just 20 levels to play by yourself in the floater, and although they might be interesting built, they're all the same basic concept. Not only is there issues where it doesn't seem like it works, that was my mistake, but again, before it seemed to be like that, but then also, on top of all of those issues where it's like, okay, so it's bad value for money, it's an uninspired game mode as far as I can tell. I'm not seeing the inherent value in this one. So it's a little bit uninspired. It kind of has bad value for money. It's either broken or I'm just, like having issues understanding it. But then on top of all of that, the frame rate is just horrendous in this game mode. So bear in mind, I'm playing this on an Xbox One X, although it's the same speed as an Xbox One. But bear in mind, this is like one of the highest end devices that can run this. Look at the frame rate Minecraft is running at. Like, seriously, it's like we're playing Minecraft 10 FPS recording and playing, on like a super old 5-year-old tablet or something. It looks horrendous. This is what the map has done to it. I don't know where, the map has caused this, but the fact that it's like, again, this is the love and affection they put in. There's literally a mistake in the one rulebook. One of the very few things that isn't just one of the 20 levels they put in here has a huge issue. The game itself, in my opinion, it's not too fun. But again, that's my opinion. You might love this style of gameplay, but the fact that it doesn't work correctly, the fact that it can't even run correctly, and it makes your game painful to look at. Seriously, like, this is just me. I played for 19 minutes now. This started happening about 10 minutes in, and I think it's getting worse and worse. I think the frame rate, every time I reset, is getting significantly more horrendous, which actually might be part of the reason why I can't go from one of these things to the others. It's really quite an issue that's just, again, it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. Look at the frame rate. It's just a horrendous, kind of like, I don't understand how this map made it to the store. I really think if they're going to have a system where they say, okay, Minecraft Modplace contents, people can charge for their stuff, there needs to be a refund system, or there needs to be some trial system, because I paid 480 coins for this, I can never get back. And honestly, I really would like those coins back, because it's not functioning as intended. It's not a working map. The instructions aren't entirely there. The game is running kind of badly. The value, it didn't tell me how many levels I'd get. I didn't realize there were 20 levels of about 30 seconds each, and then the entire thing's done. So in 10 minutes, the entire map is played. And yeah, personally, I would love a refund. If there was an option for that, I would love to see one in the store. And I don't know, it's a shame to me that these maps are allowed to be sold, because they put a bad name in all of the other maps. Like, I'm going to stop playing now because I don't want to. There are a good piece of content in the Minecraft store. I'd love to find them, but this map was super bland and super bad, honestly. There's not much I can say about it besides it's like the opposite of the dropper. Like, they had a great idea, and it looks like, they had some interesting art to go alongside it. So if we can find it over here, maybe. I don't know how to find the map we just bought because it kind of vanishes. But yeah, there's it's a really interesting. Oh yeah, it's not in new anymore. It's gonna be in worlds, I guess. So we see worlds, and then somewhere around here, there's the floater. So yeah, it's 20 different colorful tubes. My bad, it did in fact say it. Arcade-like addictive gameplay, highly responsive controls. That's not something I agree with. But there's no way to have any clue. What am I meant to know from this? Like, okay, there's a bunch of levels. Look at the upvote. It looks interesting, there's no ratings on the store. There's no way for me to know, and now my coins are gone forever, and I'm not bothered. I'm down to find stuff like this because there is good content on the store. Some of the stuff in here that I'm hopefully gonna try and play sometime soon is gonna be good. I really like the coloring world. Apparently this one's not so great, but I really loved the coloring world. I loved the endless runner. There's a lot of pieces of content on the store that I just love looking at. Even Solar 2, cool map. There's a lot of interesting maps on the Minecraft store that you totally should be checking out, and the fact that this is allowed to set itself next to there is not good. I think if there is quality control by Minecraft, which as I understand it there is meant to be at least, then clearly that needs to be upped, or maybe because I'm not running a beta. I'm running Minecraft 1.5.2. Just normal version of the game that they put out for every single person out there. I haven't run the beta in quite some time. This is an Xbox One of the most powerful devices that runs, Minecraft Bedrock, besides obviously a Windows 10 PC, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It wasn't great. Like the levels were super short. It felt a bit misleading. Yeah, honestly, it was super bland. The map itself, it's bland. There's not much I can say about it. I think the scone discussion was the best part of this video. So what we're going to do is going to end by saying scones are wonderful, and if you haven't already tried them, try scones with jam. They always come with like cream and like butter and a few things like that. Always use your jam with it. And also, in the UK, you can buy cherry scones. I think they're a bit more expensive. I found some in my freezer because my mother gave them to me. Cherry scones, that's even better. Cherry scones are what you really want. And yeah, you might have more fun Googling scones than you would have downloading and playing this map. And that's my review. Scones out of 5. Go buy some scones instead. Because, actually, I think the scones I just had, four scones from Tesco. They were Tesco's finest. The price of those scones is actually, it's £1 apparently. You could buy literally, between 8 and 12 scones for the price of this, and I'm just saying, you'd have a way better time with the scones. So, hope you'll enjoy the video. Give it a like if you liked it, because helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like these sorts of videos. Again, I want to like maps, and I do like a lot of maps, but sometimes you just gotta, it's, if we want the Minecraft store to be taken seriously, stuff has to be good in bed. There's cool maps on there. I've actually personally got this one. There are cool maps in the store, and there are things I'd like to showcase. But yeah, the more terrible kind of cash-in skin packs and maps like this we have, the less anyone cares as a whole, which is bad for the creators, it's bad for Minecraft, it's bad for the users, it's bad for everyone besides, I don't know, it's good for the Tesco scones industry. Go buy some. £1. Seriously, what? £1 from your local Tesco's? Why are you not buying loads of scones? Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.